Okay, I wanted to do a quick lesson for you guys using spreadsheets. An advantage we have doing Ignite is that we're not sitting around trying to just absolutely get you to do the bare minimum. We get stuff done, so I have time to actually teach you how to work smarter, not harder. Especially with fluffy DIs like these that you're going to do in general and essential maths. In general and essential maths, the maths is not hard, but you do it repetitively. So you need an advantage, which is a spreadsheet, okay? A lot of people just use a spreadsheet to draw graphs and tables. That's not the power of a spreadsheet, okay? Spreadsheets are an awesome tool you can use to complete repetitive maths for yourself and ensure it's correct so that your maths is 100% for the task at hand. If you know how to use a spreadsheet, you can literally go in and know that all of your maths is perfectly correct and literally the lowest mark you can get at that point is a C. The rest is just the writing part, okay? Compared to people that didn't know how to use a spreadsheet and they don't know whether their maths is correct or not. SACE actually encourages the use of electronic technology, so find any opportunity to make use of spreadsheets as long as you're aware of how you show you're working out in the actual assignment. Why is that a problem? Because if the spreadsheet is doing all the maths for you, how do you actually show SACE you know how to do the maths? I'm going to show you how to do that today. So can you please, on your device, can you make a new spreadsheet? Just a blank one. I'd like people to follow along so that you can learn how spreadsheets work. You get it free on your EdPass. You get a free copy of it online. On your EdPass, you get Excel for free. Google Sheets works exactly the same. It's just a little clunkier. And I think Numbers works the same, but I can't guarantee that. So if you've got a Mac device, use EdPass and Excel or Google Sheets is the preferred, okay? All right, so what is a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a series of, we call these boxes cells, and these letters along the top and these numbers along the side allow you to locate the cells. So if I highlight this one, that is cell D7. If I highlight this one, that is cell A1. Now, a lot of you have probably used spreadsheets to just do tables and stuff, which is cool, right? But it's not actually using what it's useful for, because every single one of these boxes is a calculator. I don't know if you knew that, okay? Because you've probably used it as just to make tables, right? But that's not doing anything with it. As soon as you put an equal sign there, so you can see what I've entered into the code of this is an equal sign, you are telling that cell that you wanted to calculate something. So I'll go 2, and the multiplication sign is the asterisk above 8 on your keyboard. Let's do 2 times by 4. If I press enter, see how it worked it out for you? Okay? You're probably not thinking that that's super useful either, but the reason why spreadsheets are so powerful is because the cells can talk to each other, okay? So if I did this, if I said number 1 is here, number 2 is here, and I said this is going to contain the product of them. So if I did equals, which is the universal sign that I want this cell to work something out, and I want you to find the product of this number and this number, what would the location of this cell be? B what?
2.
B2. See how it's highlighted in blue? It knows that you want to communicate with cells. Times by C2. Why does it say 0? Is there anything in those cells? Someone give me a number to chuck into number 1. 7. Why is it still 0? I'm multiplying it by nothing. Just give me a number. 8. Done. Now you're probably still not impressed by that, okay? But if I chucked in a bunch of random numbers and this, do I have a formula set up in this box already? It's timesing whatever B2 is and C2. Can you see how there's a little black square in the bottom right? And can you see how my cursor changes when I highlight that black? If I drag that down, it knows that you probably want to repeat that. Done. Okay? Now, the other thing is, how is that applicable to you? Have I taught you the formula for the surface area and volume of certain things?
Yep.
Cylinder. What are the things that I need to know to find the surface area and volume of a cylinder? Do I need to know the radius? Do I need to know the height of the cylinder?
Yeah.
Okay, give yourself a space to do that. So follow along if you want, because this may help you for your assignment. Height, radius is more important. Radius, height. And what are the things that you're trying to calculate for this DI? You're trying to calculate the surface area, and you're trying to calculate the volume of it. And if you look back in your notes, if you've been bothering to get them down, you know what the surface area and volume formula are. Can someone remind me what the surface area formula for a cylinder is? What are the shapes on the ends of a cylinder? How many are there? Good. So equals, because I'm telling you, I want you to work something out. 2 times by, I haven't told you what pi is yet on a spreadsheet. The way that you do pi is you go pi and then you do a left bracket and a right bracket. That's what pi is on a spreadsheet. 2 times by pi times by radius. Where are we planning to put the radius? Which cell? B3. And what do I do to find the area of a circle? You square the radius. So the power symbol, I think it's above your 6. Can you see a little triangle, like a little hat pointing up? That's the power of symbol in maths. So to the power of 2. So now we have found the area of 2 circles. Then what do we add? What shape was it that wrapped around a cylinder? It was like a rectangle, and it had the length of it was 2 times by, is the circumference of a circle, so pi times by. We already have a location for the radius. What's missing? 2 height. Good, so I need to times that by where the height is, which is B4. So that formula is set up. Why does it say 0? Because there's nothing there. So if you decided that your cylinder had a radius of 3 and had a height of 10, do I now have the surface area of that cylinder? Let's do the same thing for volume. I don't want to listen to my own voice anymore. What's the volume of a cylinder? Give me the formula. I didn't waste time teaching you how to do that. If it was a waste.
Pi r squared.
Good. So tell me what I type here based on what you've seen. Do I just type pi, or do I need symbols after that? Left bracket, right bracket, pi times by radius to the power of 2. What do I times that by though? Not done yet. The depth, but in this case we called it the height, times by height. Volume. Now, we don't know if this is right yet. I'm just showing how this works. Is there a way that you could check that your maths was correct? Could you do it by hand? Just one time and make sure it works? I'm wary of this because can you trust? You've never used this before. Can you trust whether this knows bed mass? No? So you might want to do some extra grouping. So I'm going to group up the 2 pi r squared, the 2 circles, before it adds them, so that I know for sure that it's separated the 2 calculations. And I'm going to do the same with this, because if you look at this formula here, I don't know for sure whether it's timesing that power of 2 by B4 or if it's doing it after. So I'll group it. Pi r squared in brackets first, then times by the height. It seems like it's the same anyway, so it's probably right. Okay? Why am I showing you this? Because this is how I'm going to mark your work. Has anyone done part 1? I saw some people. You'd done it. What was your part 1 shape?
A rectangular.
Rectangular prism. I have a formula for the rectangular prism. What's the length of your rectangular prism? What are the dimensions of it?
It was 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters by 6 centimeters.
Would you like to come up here? You're on recording. If you were sorry, you wouldn't be talking. Length was 8?
Yep.
What?
By 4 centimeters. By
Yep.
6 centimeters.
By what?
4 by 6 centimeters.
By 6? Good. So I have a little thing here set up that finds the surface area and volume, literally just like I showed you right now. Okay? And if you look at your task sheet, what is the repetitive aspect of this DI? The scale factor 1, scale factor 2, scale factor 3. So if you set that up right, you can set up something like this. Okay? I've worked out what his surface area and volume was. The surface area and volume of his rectangular prism was 208 and 192. Is that correct? Is that what you got? He knows he's right now. Okay? 208 and 192. 208, 192. So now when he comes back to me and he's done all his maths, all he needs to do is check that he's got the same numbers as me and your part 1 is 100% correct. You can't fail that. Okay? How did I do this? What's the scale factor formula that I gave you in the very last lesson before you started your DI? It was for surface area, new SA equals K squared times old SA, and the new volume was, what was K to the power of for the volume? 3. K to the power of 3 times by old volume. What do you think exists in this? You reckon I would have wasted time working that out by hand? Is that, what is in AA6? AA6 is the scale factor. Okay. What have I done to the scale factor in that formula? No, times it. To the power of 2. Is that the formula there? And what am I multiplying it by? AB. Now you're probably wondering what the dollar signs is for. The dollar signs keeps it in that place because the surface area that I want to refer to is in AB5. I always want it to be 208, right? When you do the little drag down of the box, it will shift everything down by 1. But do I want this to shift down by 1 each time? I want it to always go to this and times it by 2 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 2, 4 to the power of 2. So the dollar signs lock it here. If I look at the formula for volume, not this one here, is the AA6, which is 2, is that raised to the power of 3? Is it looking at the original volume? Is it locked to that original volume? I want it locked because I don't want you to find the scale factor 2 of this number and this number and this number. I want you to always find the scale factor here. Okay? I highly encourage you to use this time that we have extra. Instead of just doing it the hard way, do it the smart way. Because a lot of you, I think, will do general because you don't need to do methods next year. The drafts are extremely fluffy. Okay? I'll show you after when I finish doing the video. But get good at this. Get a skill that you didn't have before. Some people know how to use spreadsheets, but can you use it that way? All right.